Three, two.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good afternoon everyone. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Sri Wahyuni from Adibuana University. Okay, for this happy occasion, I would like deliver a very nice material about the role of English instructor in motivating EFL learners, a case study of Unaiza College's Linguistics and Translation. Okay, one of the most difficult aspects of becoming a teacher is learning how to motivate our students. It's also one of the most important factors of having good learning outcomes. Students who are not motivated will not learn effectively. They won't retain information, they won't participate, and some of them may even become disruptive. Students may be unmotivated for a variety of reasons. First is they may feel that they have no interest in the subject, and the second is find the teacher's method unengaging or be distracted by external forces. It may even come to the light that a student who appeared unmotivated actually has learning difficulty and in need of special attention. While motivating students can be a difficult task, the rewards are more than worth it. Motivated students are more excited to learn and participate. Simple teaching class full of motivated students is enjoyable for teacher and student alike. Some students are self-motivated with a natural love of learning. But even with the students who do not have this natural drive, a great teacher can make learning fun and inspire them to reach their full potential. The latest technological developments redesigned and revised the role of lectures, teachers, and students in educational environment. Today, education in the 21st century is facing big changes based on concepts, theories, principles, and methods. Motivation is probably the most important factor that educators can target in order to improve the students' learning. Okay, well, motivation is a basic and essential part of learning. With the intention of being motivated, the learner necessitates, requires, and needs to have something to anticipate, praise, and expect and long for a reason, principle, and or rational having to do with the aim of target. Concerning second or foreign language acquisition, this intention will be learning of foreign language. In fact, there must be something that a learner desires to achieve or do, being the target language, do vehicle to attain it. At least 1994 states that language teachers readily acknowledge the importance of learners' motivation, not infrequently explaining their own sense of failure with reference to the students' lack of motivation. Ellis also suggests that motivation is the effort with which learners put into learning language as a second language as a result of their need or desire to learn it. Okay, in here it has two kinds of motivation. There are two terms of motivation. The first is intrinsic and the second one is extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation refers to engagement in behavior that is inherently satisfying or enjoyable. Intrinsic motivation is not instrument in nature. That's intrinsically motivated action is not contingent upon any outcomes variable from the behavior itself. For example, that a child may play outdoors running, skipping, jumping for no other reason than because it's fun and innately satisfying. That's the example that we find in our daily life. And then the second is about extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation refers to performance or behavior that's fundamentally contingent upon the attainment of an outcome that is separable from an action itself. In other words, extrinsic motivation is instrument in nature. It's performed in order to attain some other outcome. For instance, a teenager might wash dishes at home in order to receive an allowance. Similarly, a student may study for a test in order to receive an A grade. Some students seem naturally enthusiastic about learning, but many need or expect their instructor to inspire, challenge, and stimulate them. So, one of the methods of motivating students is to respond to their work and their effort. As a Cashin discussed this idea in several points as below. First, give students feedback as quickly as possible. Return tasks and prep papers promptly and reward success rapidly and immediately. Give students some indication of how well they have done and how improve. Rewards can be a simple saying a student's response was good, with an indication of why it was good, or mentioning the names of contribution. The second is reward success. Both positive and negative command influence motivation, but research consistently indicates that students are more affected by positive feedback of success. Praise builds students' self-confidence, competence, and self-esteem. Recognize sincere effort even if the product is less than stellar. If a student's performance is weak, let the student know that you believe he or she can improve and succeed over time. The third is please introduce students to the good work done by their peers. For example, make available copies of the past papers and easy exam, or the teacher can schedule a private talk by a student who has experience or who is doing a research paper on a topic relevant to your lecture. The fourth is be specific when giving negative feedback. Negative feedback is very powerful and can lead to a negative class atmosphere. Whenever you identify a student's weakness, make it clear that your comments relate to a particular task or performance, not to the student as a person. Try to cushion negative comments with a compliment about aspect of the task in which the student succeeded. The fifth is avoid demeaning comments. Many students in your class may be anxious about their performance and ability. Be sensitive how you phrase your comment and avoid offhand remarks that might prick their feelings of inadequacy. And then the sixth is avoid giving to students place for the answer to homework problem. When you simply give struggling students the solution, you rob them of the chance to think for themselves. Use a more productive approach. As Ufior mentioned as a point below, that ask the students for one possible approach to the problem. Gently brush aside students' anxiety about not getting the answer by reinforcing their attention on the problem at hand. Ask the students to build on what they do not know about the problem. Resist answering the question, is this right? suggest to the students a way to check the answer for themselves, and praise the students for small independent steps. In here, there is a research conducted about motivation. The research is based on the descriptive analyze approach aims to analyze the role of English instructor in motivating EFL learners, which will help students motivated and develop their students' language. And then the result is state that teachers using praise inside the classroom. And then the next is students need continuous motivational support. And also the third is relating lesson to the students' everyday life. And then the next research talk about varied and different class activity. This research also state that uh, cooperative learning is one of the inspiring methods of motivating students, and using positive competition in the classroom is very strongly needed. The next is using different teaching styles and allowing students to choose the class activity becomes something strong that can increase the students' motivation. Giving shy students an opportunity to share their views and the classroom jobs are good ways for developing students' motivation is the next result of the research. From the research about the researchers has come out with the following endings about this study. The first is students need extra motivation and encouragement so as to develop their learning and achieve good result. The second is teachers need use different teaching techniques in order to motivate their students. And then the third is motivation is a key to positive and successful learning outcomes. And then the last, teachers need regular training course in motivation. So the researchers also give some recommendation. The researchers has come out with the following recommendation about motivation. The first is teachers should assign different tasks to the students in order to increase their motivation. The second is teachers must enhance the learning goals among the students by emphasizing on their positive feedback. The third is appreciation, encouragement, and motivation together increase the educational attainment to the students. And then the fourth is teachers should use different teaching techniques and methods to motivate their students. And then the sixth is teachers should have a regular training workshop to discuss the modern motivation technique in order to use them in their classroom. And then the last is teacher should help shy students overcome their difficulties and express them easily. Okay, this is very nice topics, and then I hope something that I discuss for this time can give advantages and help the teacher to increase the motivation of EFL learners. I'm Sri Wahyuni from Adibuana. Thank you so much for your attention. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.